Okay, so today is May 24th, and I'm going to do a quick update. On my apple trees, it looks like we're going to get a better harvest this year than we did last year. And I am thinning out the apples till eventually there's only going to be one per cluster. And I will put a little footy of pantyhose over that. And I am labeling these with little tags there. I have in the back some squash, so that'll grow just around the base, hopefully keep in some of the moisture. And we're eventually going to put up, here's a little gate here that's not obviously finished, and some chicken wire around it to keep out the rabbits. Because this is just so invisible, you can't even hardly see it, and we keep walking through it, and it rips. My potatoes are doing really, really well. I have some butternut squash, and I transplanted one that's not looking very happy. But oh well, my potatoes are happy. I'm using this to kill the grass because eventually we want all of this to just be wood chips because it's just too hard to mow in here, especially with all the lanes, and it just doesn't work very good. So over here I have my bush delicata. I have borage. I'm not sure if this tag goes to this one or this one, because I'm not sure why this one is so far out. It just seems weird to me. But this is supposed to be a buttercup, and that's supposed to be a buttercup, and this is a long pie pumpkin, which is a lot smaller. But you can see that the potatoes are doing really good, and I'm gonna have strawberries here soon. So that's exciting. There's nothing like a sun-ripened strawberry. So at our old house, our garden used to do really, really well, and we used what's called Mel's Mix, which is 1 part peat moss, 1 part vermiculite. Don't use perlite. I've tried perlite, and perlite just does not work as well. And then the last part is a mix of 3 at least different kinds of compost. So I'm kind of top dressing here, and that's what it looks like. And I used the kids' little pool over there to mix it, and the kids helped. So thinning out the tomatoes, some summer squashes. I'm trying to thin out my dill because it's starting to shade things. And I've got some tomatoes over there. I need to get my trellises because my beans are ready to climb. Still not sure what these are, but some sort of brassica in there. I've got chard, collards. I've got more beans, beets, nasturtiums. I've got turnips, lemon balm. I'm hoping to make my own lemon balm tincture this year. Some of my garlic are starting to get the scapes, so I'm going to cut those off when they do like a full curve. I'm going to cut those off. Like here's one that I could cut right here, and you can saute those and eat them. Peas are climbing. My Napa cabbage has bolted, so I pulled out several of them. And I was kind of sad they bolted because they weren't as big as I had wanted them to be before I pulled them. But, you know, that's such is life. Just a lot of things bolting. My beds aren't full. I put in beneficial nematodes because all my radishes and turnips are having problems with maggots. And that's really gross. So again, some cucumbers and just little things going over here. I do have my zucchinis and stuff are flowering, which is cool. I like to grow them vertically, so again, I need to get some more of my trellises up. This bed, which I used homemade compost from there, and you can't even see where it was moved from because it's just a pile of weeds. But my Brussels sprouts are in here. You know, they're staggered, if you can see them amidst the weeds. So these beds I really need to top off with them. It's called Mel's Mix, the 3rd part things that I was telling you about. Here's my new blueberry, my lemonade, the one from Home Depot that has never looked good. Oh, and I've got little, I think they're cucumber beetles. And there's something else in there too, but I've seen them. They're teeny tiny little beetles, and they've been eating my store-bought, what is this, eggplant. I've never seen them before, so I kind of think they came in with it. And all of these little things are called self-sown from last year, and they're one of the few vegetative things with omega-3s in it. So more blueberries, and then my honeyberry, if you can see it amongst the weeds. My other honeyberry. My corn patch is doing good. I keep having some blackberries try and can I see right here crop up in it. And we were going to try and do a wattle fence, but it's just not really worth the effort. And then the cherry tree, I wonder if we're going to have any edible cherries this year. But they're in there. I've seen some that do look deformed, so there's a chance that a lot of these will have maggots as well. But I did spray them with some neem, so we'll see. But my fig tree is looking really good. It does look like something has been kind of munching on it a little bit. But I've pulled off a lot of stuff so that it doesn't go to fruit production. Over here is an asparagus bed. They were really, really dry when I put them in, even though I soaked them in a bucket for a couple hours before I planted, so I hope they'll be okay. I have pruned these. This is my pear tree, and I'm trying to prune it so it grows more laterally and the spacing for airflow is there. And here is my Bella apple tree, elderberry. I moved my lilacs over here. Here's our other elderberry. Here's our other apple tree. Here's our goomy berry. And I'm trying to get the grass to grow so I don't want to get wet. And then here's our Jerusalem artichokes. See if I can go over here quickly and not get wet and show you our peach trees. Oh, I could show you our grape too. This is a good way to show the grape. Okay, here is our grapes. They are climbing and doing well. Very happy, even though I moved it once already. So I'm covering, here's how I'm covering the bigger of the fruits. You can see how big that one is compared to some of the other ones. Like here's a little one. This is still a relatively young peach tree, so I don't want it. I've picked off tons and tons of the fruit because I only want it to do a little bit this year. And then this one over here has no fruit on it because that was it's just 1 year old. So anyway, happy gardening everybody, and I hope you have a bountiful harvest.